Hi, it's Brandy here, registered holistic nutritionist and health blogger for Chlorella USA. Today's video blog is all about the mistakes that you can make with clean eating. And while it's amazing that you've decided to transition to a healthier diet, there's still a few things that can happen when you decide to eat cleaner that can prevent you from reaching your health goals. So I'll let you know exactly what those are in today's video blog, 5 mistakes to avoid with clean eating. Mistake number 1 is taking an all or nothing approach to your diet. So of course, when you transition to eating healthier, it's very common to want to give your health goals 100%, especially when you start to see results. But life is all about balance and enjoyment, and your diet should never be a major source of your stress. So I recommend taking an 80-20 approach to your diet, where 80% of the time you're eating nutrient-dense whole foods, and the other 20% of the time you have a little bit of room for a treat or something that may be outside of the regular foods you're eating. And this can help eliminate stress when you're in a situation that you don't have access to the regular foods you normally eat. For example, traveling and being in an airport or going to a friend's house for dinner. Your diet shouldn't be about deprivation, but about wanting to improve your health by eating nutrients. So taking an 80-20% approach can help eliminate the stress that may come with eating healthy 100% of the time. Mistake number 2 is forgetting to read labels. So often when transitioning to a healthier diet, you'll walk down the natural foods aisle of a grocery store and see products that say gluten-free, organic, and natural, and that makes you think that the food is definitely a health food. But if you take a look at the label, often these foods have plenty of added refined sugar, as well as oils and harmful additives and preservatives and artificial sweeteners. So I know that's a lot to look out for, but just taking a look at the label to see if there's any ingredients you can't pronounce or if there's a lot of added sugar can let you know right away whether or not it's really a health food. And if you take a look at the grams of sugar on the package, a good guideline is to make sure that it's under 6 grams of sugar per serving. And being mindful of serving sizes is also important. So this brings me to my next point, which is mistake number 3, relying too heavily on boxed or processed foods. So while those buzzwords, organic, gluten-free, natural, can make a food seem healthy, it's always best to rely on whole, nutrient-dense foods whenever possible. So this could be something as simple as swapping out store-bought granola for homemade granola with rolled oats, or using something like quinoa in place of oatmeal. Anything that's a whole food is always going to have more nutrients, and it's far better to eat your foods freshly prepared instead of out of a box whenever possible. Mistake number 4 is cooking with high oleic vegetable oils, such as soybean oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, canola oil. These oils sound healthy because they have the word vegetable in them, but the truth is they're extremely high in omega-6 essential fatty acids. Now, we do need omega-6s in our diets for cognitive function and growth and development, but when we consume them in excess, they actually promote inflammation in the body. And inflammation, you may have heard before, is the root cause of all illness and disease. So, reducing the amount of omega-6s in our diet, which we tend to get far too many of in today's Western diet, reducing the omega-6s by cooking with a different oil, such as coconut oil, grass-fed butter. Those fats are much better options to cook with because they contain no to very little omega-6 essential fatty acids. And I should also mention that vegetable oils are heavily processed with chemicals and deodorizers that worsen your health. So always be sure to choose a good quality fat to cook with. Like I mentioned, grass-fed butter is great for cooking with, especially on high temperatures, as well as coconut oil. Lastly, mistake number 5 is not eating enough color. When you transition to a healthier diet, it can be easy to stick to the same meals that you know are quick to prepare and that you like, such as the classic chicken, broccoli, and rice dish. But it's really important to make sure that you're eating plenty of color each day because each food contains different vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients and antioxidants that are essential for health. So when eating a healthier diet, it's important to include a variety of foods, and the foods that have the most color will also be the most nutritious. I'd like to leave you with one last tip, especially if you're just starting out with a healthy diet, which is to go slow and gradually increase your intake of nutrients each day rather than doing a quick 180 overnight. I know I've done this before and I've experienced several quick detox effects and I got bloated, and this can happen when you quickly increase the amount of plants you're eating each day because they're so rich in fiber. And often the fiber, if your body isn't used to it, especially if you've had a diet rich in processed foods, your body has a hard time digesting fiber at first, which can promote symptoms such as gas and bloating, and that can actually make you want to go back to the foods you were eating before that maybe weren't so good for you. So my recommendation when it comes to transitioning to a healthy diet and eating clean is to go slow and adjust your nutrients based on how your body's responding. A great starting point is to add a green smoothie into your mornings each day, or take a few sun chlorella tablets to start out with to get some extra greens in your diet, and then gradually increase your nutrients and whole foods as you go based on how your body responds. Do you have any questions about the mistakes to avoid with clean eating? Let us know in the comments below. We're always happy to hear them. Thanks for watching.